A very warm welcome to design thinking and innovation curriculum in schools. This is an introduction. We'll start with a story. A simple story of how you can use design thinking and that it can lead to innovation. So let's look at the scenario. Alicia is kind of disturbed to see so many plastic pens being thrown into dustbin in a high school. So she locates this as an issue or a problem and she decides to do something about it. So she talks to her classmates and others to find out with many questions like how, why, when, where of plastic pens. Okay, this has given her a worldview of the issues connected with the plastic pens. Then she brainstorms with her friends, okay, to see if they can find some solutions to this. So basically looking for alternatives. And they zero in on using recycling paper for the pen. Okay, so some things like newspapers and things like that can be used to make the pen itself. Okay, but then they realize at the root of it, paper also uses trees. So they've come to a very innovative solution. They think of using seed in between the paper so that after use it could be planted and a tree could grow. Okay, so this looks like a very simple and an innovative solution. Okay, so just imagine if all of us planted pens after use, how green our surroundings could be. Okay, so this is a very simple way in which design thinking is used as a method to solve problems, and we use a process in all this. Okay, so if you look at it, it required her to observe, okay, and discover an issue or a problem. Then she researched, talked to her friends, and analysis of this led to ideation. In ideation, they explored many ideas. Okay, and they actually made prototypes and so that you can experience what they have done. Okay, and it involved collaboration and also it involved reflection. Okay, so let's go through the stages of the design thinking process. Okay, we'll start with observation, which is nothing but identifying a problem to solve. So once you observe, you can do research, you can do further studies. Okay, and you can discover problems or issues connected with the topic that you're going to try to solve. Okay, so that requires it to analyze, to make the connections between the dots. Okay, and it's also involves synthesizing a solution. Okay, so then once you know what your issues are, then you can sit around and ideate many ideas. Okay, so this is a very creative exploratory stage. Okay, you can even experiment at this stage. It involves a lot of imagination. Once that is done, then you need to build. Okay, you start with simple prototypes, rough prototypes, so that it gives form, and you develop and you detail it out, and then you can finally do the final prototyping. Okay, and the last stage is implementing it. So that means it goes to the industry and it becomes a business and an enterprise. Okay, so this is a very simple design thinking and innovation process. Okay, to look at how to solve a problem. Okay, so it involves all these steps. Okay, so you have research, then you analyze the problem, then you ideate it, okay, and then you build it, then you can test it. Okay, so that's a iterative process, and then you implement it. Okay, so if you look at it, you start with many issues. Okay, then you analyze and come to few conclusions. Okay, then again exploratory stage is ideation, where you think of many ideas. Then again you zero in on one or two to take forward, test it, iterate it, and finally implement it. Okay, so this is a very simple way of looking at the design thinking process, having 6 steps in the whole process. Okay, so it can be applied to solve problems. Okay, and find creative, innovative solutions in fact in any field or domain. Okay, so it could be arts, science, humanities, engineering, law, medicine, business, any other field. So knowing how to look at a problem, how to analyze it, how to come up with different solutions and then do models and build it and test it out is a very, very important part of the creative process. So basically you are exploring creative possibilities in the respective areas of expertise, okay, and you could use it to solve problems even at home or your neighborhood or the place of work. Okay, and in the process develop new innovative products or applications and also to find a solution to an existing problem. Okay, so if you look at the whole thing, it can be very enjoyable, involving, it's also experiential, it is enthusing with rich takeaways, because at the end of it you feel that you actually tackled an issue and come out with a solution which could be implemented. So if everyone could adopt this method to solve problems, then you see we would be moving towards a very creative society. That's what we need in our future, okay, to solve problems that we all have. Okay, so if you look at the overall vision and aims of the design thinking and innovation curriculum, okay, it explores students' sensory, cognitive and social abilities. It creates awareness in students through the design thinking process, that is through observation, then discovery, analysis, experiencing, collaboration and reflection. Okay, and it nurtures their curiosity and enhances their exploratory abilities. Okay, and if you look further, it fosters critical thinking, that's where the analysis is, and creative thinking, that's to do with the explorations, along with, in the end, innovation in students. They'll be able to identify problems and be able to find solutions and apply design thinking process and methods to solve various problems. Okay, so it also means that you're learning the fundamentals, essentials of the creative design discipline itself. Okay, so the curriculum is made into task books all the way from class 6 to class 12. Okay, they're in the colors of the rainbow, and all the details about this curriculum is available at sia.mic.gov.in/dti. Okay, so if you can actually explore this link, you'll get the task books, you'll get the exposure slides, you'll get videos on this subject. Okay, so there's a whole lot of material which is made available for you to pursue this. Okay, so this is a brief on design thinking and innovation. Thanks a lot for listening.